What's up, guys? This is What Is Hip. We're going to be watching the GosuLeague Division 1. It's going to be Pulse going up against Next.KZ. Thank you to everyone who has been patiently waiting for this game to begin. And finally, it has started. So for Pulse, the first bands for them is going to be the Bat Rider. The first bands out of Next.KZ are going to be that Bounty Hunter and the Wisp. Wisp is a really smart band against Pulse. Honestly, Pulse is horrifying with Wisp, but Mini plays some of the nicest in all of Dota. I'm a giant fan of watching him play it. He's extremely talented, and Pulse plays enough together and have been together long enough that their coordination is always almost perfect. Next.KZ is going to pick up that Magnus first after having Pulse ban out the Templar Assassin. And as well, the Undying and Sven picked up for Pulse. Alright, nothing seems to be broken. The game has started. I'm very excited. So we'll have to see where Next.KZ goes. They have the Magnus, and this is an extremely strong teamfight initiation. He combos so well with almost anyone, really, and it makes him extremely potent in the mid and late parts of the game. The thing about Magnus, which is so crazy, is he lets you win fights that you shouldn't win, like, ever. And Next.KZ also going to be picking up the Gyrocopter, someone who has actually been pretty popular lately. The reason behind this, I talked to a couple players, and they say he's basically like a range version of Sven, which sort of makes sense if you think about it. I mean, he has Flat Cannon, which is sort of like Cleave, and if you get a couple big damage items, he basically has the potential to do the same sort of damage that Sven does. So he is going to combo very well with Magnus. He also has some really great AoE abilities that can also combo with Reverse Polarity. And we'll have to see who they pick up as a complement. It's going to be the Rubik. And Rubik is one of those picks who's become extremely reliable. I mean, since the International, we've seen him picked up extremely often. And, I mean, it's just been more and more now. He's pretty much in every game, either picked or banned. And he's such a versatile support just because of that spell steal. It gives you some really strong mid-game, which can often carry your carries into the late game. Jakiro going to be the pickup here for Pulse, and this is another one of those supports who have become extremely popular extremely quickly. He got one little buff to Ice Path, and suddenly he's popular again. And Jakiro Sven is a pretty scary lane if that's the direction they choose to go. Pulse banning out the Faceless Void, and this is pretty new school. Faceless Void is a really great way that a lot of teams have decided to deal with Sven, just because on Sven, pretty much there are two items you think that you always need to get. BKB really, the only one that you really need to get. And once you get that, it's really it's pretty scary, to be honest. So when you have Magnus and Magnus Reverse Polarity, the stun does go straight through the BKB. The same with the Void stun. That's why both of those heroes have been picked extremely often against Sven, and probably the reason we see Void being banned out by Pulse. Queen of Pain and Darkseer are also going to be banned out here for Next.KZ. A little surprising to see Darkseer make it all the way through that first pick and ban phase. He's a hero which almost never made it through the ban phase, but now there are so many good options that we basically haven't. I mean, we've seen him more, and he's even made it into the second ban phase this time around. And we see a lot of suicide lanes being banned out by Next.KZ. There isn't any readily available one or readily made ones for Pulse. I suppose you could argue that Undying could maybe solo suicide lane, but it's not a great idea. Instead, we see them banning out the Darkseer, Queen of Pain, and Lone Druid, all great options in that suicide lane. Queen of Pain also a great mid option, which Pulse is also noticeably lacking. So some nice out of Next.KZ, and this is something that we've been seeing as a result of the wonderful new ban system a lot more targeted bans in that second phase. Coddle and Shadow Demon are going to be the bans here for Pulse, and I think that's a good move, as Next.KZ is going to be missing most of those supports, and they ban out the Void just as a safety basically for their Sven. And Void has become, it's really interesting. A couple teams have tried laning him as a utility in the off lane. We haven't seen it like that much in pro games, but I've seen a lot of scrims where they've done it. And it's really interesting. Basically, you use Faceless Void just for the level 6 ultimate. Help you battle against the Sven, obviously, at later levels too, but the faster you can get that up, the better. The Nyx Assassin is going to be picked up here for Next.KZ. I assume that's probably going to be their mid laner. He's not a great support. And Enchantress for Pulse. And this is starting to smell like an aggressive tri-lane. I think that Enchantress pick is pretty indicative of that. I think that if he was going to be in their own jungle, they would have picked up a Chen. We'll have to see, though. I'll have to see who the last pickup is for Next.KZ. I think they're going to be missing it. Wow, that is not what I expected at all. Pugna is going to be the pickup here for them. And I'm not sure where. I don't really. I mean, I guess he's just a good team fight hero. That's interesting. Invoker going to be the pickup for Pulse. There's their mid. It's going to be Wagamama playing the Sven, Region on the Undying. Pretty much what I expect to be seeing. Fishbone on that support. Pinoy playing Invoker. Well, this is an interesting lineup by Next.KZ, to say the least. Very unconventional. Manta is going to be playing the Gyrocopter. And that's their carry, so... Sexy Bambo on the Magnus. Going to be probably reverting to his old offlane that he might love and or hate. And they're just trying to decide who's going to play what out of the last 3 heroes. And we are in the game and ready to go. Maybe we're not ready to go, but we're in the game. But for Pulse, it's going to be Wagamama on the Sven, Mini on the Enchantress. That's Pinoy on the Invoker, Region on the Undying, and Fishbone playing the Jakiro. And for Next.KZ, it's going to be 9 on the Nyx Assassin, Manta on the Gyrocopter, Sexy Bambo, the Stand-It on Magnus, Stallcat playing Pugma, and Balassa's playing Rubik. I'll be interested to see how they lane this. They've got a couple options. I think that it probably is going to be an aggressive tri-lane, and that could be pretty effective. I mean, if you look at the lane here, it's probably going to be a Gyrocopter and the Rubik, I would assume. Maybe they're going to tri-lane as well. Tri-lane versus tri-lane in this bottom lane is definitely a possibility and something that's been happening pretty often. But I would say that it could, I mean, honestly, could be either of those. I imagine it would be Fishbone in that tri-lane, just because you want to usually try to get as many stuns as you can in an offensive tri-lane. So Sven, Mini, Fishbone. Mini can obviously pick up a couple creeps, and he'll be a huge support to that as well. The only thing that's going to be a bit weird for Pulse is if they do this aggressive tri-lane, every time Mini leaves to get a creep, they're sort of in a weird position. So they have to be very careful. Yeah, that's Pinoy. Just wanted to double check. So we'll have to see. I mean, I think if it comes up to tri-lane versus tri-lane and it's Rubik, Pugna, and Gyro versus the aforementioned tri-lane, I think Pulse might have a bit of an edge. It depends how they... Honestly, a lot of it's going to come down to execution. There's a big potential for damage in the Next.KZ tri-lane. It's just a matter of whether they can execute it. Pugna is a good choice on this team. I mean, if you look over here, a lot of these heroes spam out abilities. Invoker, Undying, and Jakiro all pretty good examples of that, and that Nether Ward is going to destroy them in the mid and late game team fights, especially in the mid game. Unfortunately, Pugna has 473 health, so not exactly a lot of health, pretty much made of paper. He's probably going to be the target in these tri-lanes. If they can kill him, that's a lot of the damage that's gone, and it looks like it's actually going to be Regen in this tri-lane. Interesting. Is Mini going to be... Well, they might just be roaming down right now. I'll be interested to see how they play this tri-lane. And it looks like Pulse wants a kill here. A full Null Talisman starting on Pinoy. Interesting choice. Not what we usually see. And now we see Pulse roaming in as 5. It's going to be 5 for Next.KZ as well. This could be the beginning of a huge clash here. There's the stun up in the air, and there's a lot of damage coming out from the Rocket Barrage. Wagamama is taking so much of that damage. Shockwave comes out. Looks like Wagamama is going to be the victim of the first blood. Undying taking down the Rubik as well. So far, a 1-for-1 trade. But another Rocket Barrage Regen getting a double kill. Undying so strong in the early game, and that is another down. Pugna is the one that's going to fall now. Bambo is extremely low as well. Looks like Fishbone is going to fall down to that gyrocopter. The Rocket Barrage so strong early, so spammable. Regen wants a kill. Looks like Pino are going to go down as well. So it's 3 for 2. Now Mini is going to get stunned. This could be catastrophic for them. And there's a double kill for the gyrocopter. And that's, I guess, a strong start for that tri-lane of Next.KZ. Man, all-out fight. 6 kills before the game even starts. And what's the lane going to settle down to be? Looks like it's going to be just a Jakiro Sven dual lane. They didn't get the advantage that they were hoping for, I don't think, during that first little engagement. I think they were hoping to come out on top there, and they're going to send Mini over to their jungle as a result until he's a little bit safer. Pugna just harassing back Fishbone, and now Nine's here. Fishbone's up in the air. There's a stun coming out on the Nyx Assassin. His stun is off cooldown as well. It's going to go off Fishbone. Another down. 5 kills for Next.KZ. Aggressive play from both teams, and it's rewarding Next.KZ more. Now Mini's coming over. He does have a creep, but they can't fight 2v3. They need their own 3. And it would be even better if they had a numbers advantage here, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. And Gyro has shifted over to this mid lane. It's actually going to be... Wow, this is a very interesting tri-lane. This tri-lane here is literally for the sake of beating Wagamama and Fishbone. I mean, no one in this lane is really going to get a ton of farm. I think they're going to split it pretty evenly. But Mini... Oh, Mini finds Rubik in the jungle. There's still the clap available for the Ursa, and he is not going to follow that up. But looks like Fishbone's going to be taking damage again. He is such a target. 2 deaths already, almost 3. Mini's back with the creeps. He's going to have to be careful not to get sandwiched here. And this mid lane going very well for Manta. Uh-oh, Mini. Mini is so stuck. Gets decrepified. Looks like they actually missed the bonus damage, but it doesn't matter. He's so delicate. Only 1 level in enchant. Oh, Pugna is going to catch him. Manta coming over as well. He was going to secure the kill, but was not even needed. And there's a level in attributes there for Mini, and maybe if he had Nature's Attendance, he would have lived through that. Hard to tell. And he's coming right back. Pulse is not stopping with their aggression. Gyrocopter gets a kill in the mid lane. It's too hard to look away from this bottom lane. And there's another stun. Looks like they're going to try to pick off Stallcat. There's another stun coming out of Nyx Assassin. They're trying to disrupt the gank. There's the Spike Carapace. Is it going to be enough? Looks like Stallcat might make it out of here. It's going to be real close. Wagamama has to be careful as well. A couple more right clicks on Stallcat. He is going to go down. Balassa is now chasing down Fishbone. And this bottom lane, just so much action. There is another Impale. And looks like Fishbone is going to go down yet again. And that is 3 deaths for Fishbone. 2 kills for the Nyx Assassin, and this bottom lane is not going well. Oh, Nyx Assassin drops a salve. So, meanwhile, let's take a quick look over at the other lanes while everyone's dead in the bottom lane. Reason starting off with those 2 kills, a big help, does have this energy booster. Bambo has 17 last hits. I don't like this uh-oh that Region said. Meanwhile, Invoker getting absolutely shut down in that mid lane. Let's bring up the last hit chart. Only 8 last hits and pretty clear farm advantage here for Next.KZ, and they also have a huge kill advantage. This gold graph, oh wow, already 2,000 in advantage for Next.KZ. The XP graph telling a little bit of a less drastic story. And that's a huge gold lead for this early in the game. I mean, 3 deaths on Fishbone, 1 death on Wagamama, and he only has 8 last hits as well. Meanwhile, take a look over here. Wagamama, the Pugna has 10. So, I mean, at this point, it's going to be really hard for Pulse to make a comeback here. This super aggressive play could have rewarded them, but I mean, I wouldn't say it was a little bit. The execution was a little weird in that first fight. I'm not sure. But now Pulse Mini is, oh my god, everyone from Pulse just keeps getting caught out, and there's 4 kills on the Gyrocopter, also 18 last hits. He is already up to 1,000 gold. That is one wealthy Gyrocopter, and this could be really bad because just Gyrocopter is going to have a lot of damage much sooner than he thinks. Well, he's going to know, but Pulse is not going to know. In the mid game, he's going to have much more damage than he basically should have. And now Stallcat going on Fishbone again. Look at the decrep damage. There's a Spike Carapace, gets an extra stun on Fishbone, is going to go down again. Fishbone causing a lot of problems in this bottom lane for Pulse. 4 deaths for him. And this tri-lane for Next.KZ completely dominant at this point. I mean, we look at the levels. Pugna level 5, Nyx level 4, Rubik level 4. Region actually has to cycle down here from the top lane, and they put Wagamama into the top, into that top lane to occupy the vacant position. But they're just trying to get someone down here who can do something. Hopefully, Region will be able to live a little bit better. Now, Mini's going to come over. There's a gank coming in on Wagamama, and Manta is all over the place. The rocket's coming in. There's the stun. Rocket Barrage is off cooldown in 1 second, and I don't imagine Waga is going to make it out of here. It's going to be close. Nice juke, but he's going to run right into Bambo, and he is going to go down. It's just a matter of what can Mini make happen here. If he can get 1 or 2 of these kills, it would be huge. He needs to run back to the tower. The call down's here. Mini gets hit by the first call down, is going to avoid the second. The tower aggroing on Manta is not going to get the kill on him, but Bambo is so close to going down. He is going to go down. The Sunstrike gets the kill. Pinoy picks off the Gyrocopter in the bottom lane. Looks like Region's going to go down as well. Fishbone actually gets a double kill. Somehow turns that around, and it looks like the opportunity and the choice to bring Undying down to this bottom lane was a wise one. Is this what Pulse needs to turn the game around so far, which has been sort of a disaster? That was... I can't believe they turned that around. I wish we had the opportunity to see more of that fight, but... took down the Nyx as well as Pugna, so they really just beat the tri-lane with 2 of them. I guess Region probably got them down to low enough health with Decay. Now Mini's back here in the top lane to support Wagamama, and looks like there's another gank coming in. Phase Boots already. Nope, not a gank. Bambo's still in the mid lane. But he has reverse polarity now. And this Gyro already has the phase boost. That's a bit of damage, and you can bet he's going to go for more damage as fast as he can in this bottom lane. Looks like Next.KZ wants to move up. Spike Carapace is there. Region drops the zombie house. And that's going to cause Next.KZ to back up. That tombstone would shred the likes of Stallcat. Only 530 health. Another gank in the mid lane.
100 times my age, and you're still a fool.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And there's a smoke up on Mini, so this is indicative of the fact that they want to have some pressure here in the next couple minutes and try to gank and disrupt the flow of Next.KZ, which so far they did just by shifting Region down to this bottom lane. He is level 8. extremely high level. Now Balsas has to use the Spike Carapace. Region's up in the air. Decrepify. No, no Nether Blast to hit. Now Region is going 1v3. He's going to need some support here. Nether Blast missing again. Just the right clicks and the Impale, bringing him a little bit lower, but he has a 12 charge stick. There, he finally pops it. Another Decay going down. Look how low these guys are. 350 health, 500 health, 360 health, and they just need someone else to come down here to do a little bit of damage. There's going to be a really nice glyph, maybe make it possible. And there's the Zombie House Stallcat. It's in a lot of trouble. It's going to go down. Jakiro gets the kill. The Invoker's Sunstrike not even needed, and they do get the kill on the tower. The zombies getting the kill on the Nyx Assassin. It looks like Rubik's going to go down too, so they trade several kills just for that tower, and I think Pulse will be happy with that. They need to get some XP moving on. They need to get XP moving along to all their supports, all their players, and then in the meantime, Wagamama has finally had an opportunity to actually farm in this top lane. He's caught up to Gyrocopter, who has been roaming around. The thing is that Gyro has 6 kills, so Waga's still got quite a bit of room to make up. But this is exactly what Pulse needs to be doing, and some unbelievably good play from them, despite that really, really large disadvantage, to be honest. Gold graph fluctuating a bit now. But look at that. Wow. Pulse somehow taking the advantage in XP. And in the top lane, Wagamama taking pressure yet again. I mean, they're just gonna keep pressuring Waga. There's no way they can leave him here to farm by himself. Otherwise, they could be in a lot of trouble. But Bambo is here. He has reverse polarity. What is he going to choose? He does make it happen, but he actually does not go off. I'm not sure if that was the cancel or the stun, but it doesn't go off. He goes down. And if that was him stopping it, then I think that was probably an okay decision. He figured there's really nothing I can do here. I'm probably not going to get this kill. I don't want to waste a huge cooldown. Nature's Attendance on Waga. It's going to heal him up, and interesting how we've seen them shift over a lot of heroes. Now Region has taken over this bottom lane, and against the low HP hero Stallcat, this is going to be pretty good for him. Nether Blast Decrepify, not really even an issue. Nyx Assassin's here. He activates the Vendetta. He's going to try to pick off Mini. I'm not sure this is a good idea without extra support. And actually, it's going to be on Wagamama. There's a missile coming in. Looks like Waga probably is going to go down here. This missile probably going to get the kill, unless they can figure out a way to kill it. But there's no way. Rift Polarity! He does get the stun off beforehand. Stunning Bambo. The Sunstrike comes in. Region taking so much damage from the Rocket Barrage. Mini as well, tossing out the Impetus. But it ends up with a triple kill for the Gyrocopter. Mini grabs a double kill, able to take the Gyrocopter down eventually. But a triple kill for the Gyrocopter is a triple kill nonetheless. That's a lot of gold and a lot of XP. It looks like Nyx Assassin is going to go down to Pinoy, but now he's up in the air. Decrepify, Life Drain, taking so much damage. Now he's extremely low. Rubik still has Spell Steal available, and there's a Ghost Walk, and it looks like he has Sentries. 9 has Sentries. 1 Sentry is there, and looks like the Invoker is going to finally go down. And this game, so much aggression from both teams. Pulse thinking the only way they can get back in is by ganking, and letting Wagamama farm, and I think they're right, but Next.KZ responding with their own ganks, and now we're 18 kills to 4 at 11 minutes in. Gyro coming back to this mid lane. 53 last hits at 11 minutes, has his drums, his farm has slowed down, but he has up to 9 kills now and only 2 deaths. And some, wow, this is a crazy game. And now they're going to try to gank Region. They see them, they have the ward, they see it, he backs up. And finally, an opportunity for everyone to just continue, but Vendetta on Nyx Assassin here, and Next.KZ being so active, but they're smoked. They immediately, the smoke's dispelled. They know someone's here. They know it's the Nyx Assassin. Sentry Ward is there. I can't believe they have the Sentry. Call down on Fishbone. He is going to go down so quickly. There's so much damage here in the mid lane. Now Mini pops the Nature's Attendance. He needs to get the hell out of there. And there's going to be a missile coming his way as well. So Pinoy is going to have to do something special here to kill that rocket. Actually, it looks like it might not be too bad if it hits him now. It's going to do a good amount of damage, but Mini is going to be safe. Now Region comes in immediately, turns on that Flesh Golem. Do they have the follow-up? And it little bit of mistiming on the Spike Carapace. Does not stun Region. There's a missile coming in. Zombie House is down. He's stunned. He's up in the air. Fade Bolt. And, oh, wow, reverse polarity on Mini and Undying. Mini getting caught in that reverse polarity, and that's 2 down for Pulse. This tower now is looking like it might go down. It's in a bit of a precarious situation. Only Fishbone and Pinoy here to defend it. And that Deafening Blast, Rubik stole. Quite useful. And they're going to deward the Sentry immediately. And there's a drum up on the Invoker. He still has normal boots, definitely worth noting. And looks like Wagmama might be in a ton of trouble here. There's a Smoke Gang coming in. He is going to go down instantly. Magnus getting that kill with the skewer. And there is a fortification used on this tower, but really just going to buy them a couple seconds. Fishbone going to drop the Ice Path. Is not going to hit anyone, and this is going to be a guaranteed kill. Bambo going to get that, and he almost has a Blink Dagger in the bottom lane region, taking a lot of damage from Gyrocopter, the Rocket Barrage. There's a missile coming in. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it out. And Call Down being used as well. He did try to heal himself, but it was not enough. Gyrocopter going down. Sunstrike! Oh! I can't believe he made that Sunstrike. Quick reflexes from Pinoy. Wow. Spot on Sunstrike so far from Pinoy the Invoker. And that must have just killed him. Wow. Crazy moves there by Pinoy. Now there's 4 heroes in the top for Next.KZ moving over. They're going to run into 3 of Pulse. It's going to be a tough fight for Pulse here. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned Mexican stand-up, but Mini is brought so far back. Blinks forward. Skewer's back. Mini is going to go down. Ice Path going as well. And there's a stun there by the Centaur. Immediate Deafening Blast follow-up. Sunstrike going in. It is going to slam Rubik right in the face. Pinoy going to get the kill. Wagamama's back now too. The Vendetta is up. Stallcat running away. So low health still. Man, Pugna just has no HP. Mechanism used by him. Region chasing him down. I don't think he's going to make it out. Wagamama is going to get that kill. And meanwhile, it looks like Next.KZ is going to take this opportunity to retreat. And Waga's farm, I mean, all this action's going on around him, and he really can't farm. What's the situation look like for Gyrocopter? He's going for the Shadow Blade.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
What? What were you doing over here, Wagamama? I did not expect him to get picked off there, but Invoker back to this middle lane. We'll see what kind of item he goes for next. And Region's going to run into 2 here. Needs to be careful. The blink forward and the skewer backwards is extremely potent from Bambo. Can remove someone from the fight extremely quickly. That's exactly what we saw happen with Mini. And Blink Dagger up on the Invoker as well. So he's going to be their initiation into these fights. Good dewarding going on here. And Mini looks like he might go down again. And the Pulse support just keep getting picked off here. Skewer backwards. I don't know. Man, getting away from that skewer is so hard. Impale off cooldown in just 4 seconds. Mini's not going to be able to TP out of here because that he runs around trying to get the Mini jukes, but it is not enough. Nyx Assassin going to get that kill. There's 3 in the bottom for Pulse. Are they going to try to swing up and kill Stallcat? And, uh-oh, Manta, there's a, no, they come around for the gank on him instead, and he looks like he might go down. They're so close to killing him. No, don't let him run away. Oh, Haste Rune, impossible. Impossible to catch the man with the Haste Rune. And Region now might be the target of a gank, and the fact that these teams just keep ganking is crazy. I mean, look at the towers down. There's only 3 towers down in this entire game, and we have almost an insane amount of kills, over 40. And there's the initiation. Bambo blinks in. Fishbone has to be careful. Reverse polarity off cooldown in just a couple of seconds. Pugna able to get the kill. A lot of burst damage out of Next.KZ. And with Shockwave, with the Crepify, with Fade Bolt, with whatever Rubik steals, with Nether Blast, they have so much burst damage to pick someone off, and if Bambo can just blink in and skewer someone out, they're almost dead instantly. Next assassin here is Vendetta right next to the Invoker. He's going to opt to initiate, but are they going to be able to have the follow-up? Looking at the direct fire damage, reverse polarity from Bambo. Call down coming in as well. Magnus, double kill. Gyrocopter getting a third now. Wagamama running away. Fishbone doing everything he can to make his teammates survive. It's going to be so close. Waga avoids the shockwave. They do take down Jakiro as expected, but Wagamama makes it out, but it's a 4-for-0 trade from Bambo. That unbelievable reverse polarity setting up the team fights, and Next.KZ, their strategy makes more sense now. Able to burst down so fast, and 2 discs from Next.KZ, so we're going to have a quick pause here. Shadowblade is finished on Manta. And he has 12 kills. This is Gyrocopter go crazy. And this is why Magnus is first tier pick, man. That hero is so good. Looks like it's going to be a 4-staff going up for Rubik for the mobility. I think this is a good move. Allows you to get in even better position, steal better spells. And most of Next.KZ plays out of an internet cafe, so the cafe internet just dropped there for a second. They're on their way back though already. And this is a best of 2 to those who are asking. It's really a set of 2. Basically, in the GosuLeague, it's a league-based system, so you get 1 point for each victory. And so they play 2 matches, and if you win 2, you get 2 points. If you lose both, you get no points. If you win 1, you both get 1 point. Hood of Defiance on the Nyx Assassin, so he's going to be a bit like a utility support. And after that fight, man, Next.KZ is in a really astounding position. 10k gold lead after that fight, 12k XP lead, and the super aggressive Pulse lineup just not quite working. They are reconnected. And we'll see what Pulse has. I mean, the biggest problem here is that Wagamama just has nothing. 62 last hits, but 5 deaths. Meanwhile, Gyrocopter with 115 last hits and 12 kills. So that's that. No towers down for Pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4 towers down. Almost 4. This is going to be the 4th. For Next.KZ. The amount of damage they have in those reverse polarities is crazy. It's I mean, you get reverse polarity, and Gyrocopter drops down the call down, uses the rocket barrage. He has flak cannon, combos perfectly well with Magnus, just like Sven does. Maybe even a little bit better. I mean, Gyrocopter is not quite as useful in some situations as Sven, but with a Magnus, I think it's very close for how good they are. And now this tower is going to go down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And this Gyrocopter just continue to farm away. I expect him to get a big damage item next. And now we see these offensive wards. This is when you know a team is oftentimes doing well. When they manage to get these wards down and win a team fight, it sets them up for future team fights as well. There's a Sunstrike on Roshan, just checking it out. There's no one in there. They did back up though, so I think that was a smart move. Thinking, oh well, maybe they took this opportunity to go to Roshan, because this is one thing that Pulse can't let them do. Pulse can't let them just take a free Roshan. Invoker are going to come over, stack these Ancients. And basically they're just trying to find any sort of farm. But Nyx Assassin is roaming. I feel like these guys are getting ready to smoke. They are. Mini is smoked up here. They put down the sentry to make sure they won't be found out. But if they smoke right here, oh, they run right past the sentry. They know he knows that they know he's here. A little bit of a weird decision there by Regent to show.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Bottom tower goes down. I mean, just look at this farm differential here. Top 4 heroes, 3 of them are for Next.KZ. Net worth tab, telling you a very similar story. And this is the problem right now. Again, they think they might be roshing. They're not. But, uh-oh, Stallcat's going in. A weird move for him to be the initiation, but I guess it's going to work. Reverse polarity goes down. That's going to be 2 down for Pulse. No way Wagamama can make it out. He's up in the air. So much damage coming on him. Heal from Regent, but it's not enough. Pugna with a killing spree. Zombie House going to get brought down quickly before it can destroy any of the supports. Impale on the creeps. And looks like Next.KZ is moving in here for some sort of... Yep, they're going to go for Roshan. Take off a couple heroes. Make it so it's not possible for them to contest Roshan. And then take the advantage for yourself. And we'll have to see who they give it to. Gyro is way top. He's getting a BKB next. I feel like it should go to like Bambo or Next. Bambo's the one that's in the middle of those fights. He's doing a ton of damage with Shockwave and Power. And he has a Hyperstone as well.
Are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pipe is finished on Next.
Top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gyro takes some pressure and Shadow Blaze away.
Radiant's bottom tower Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Interesting. Pugna actually takes it. I guess the Decrepify is quite good with them as well, and Bambo really only needs to get the reverse polarity, the Shockwave, and a couple hits with them power off. I mean, the thing is that these fights are over so quick that the Aegis honestly isn't that huge of a deal for Next.KZ, I think. The fights are over fast enough where if one of them goes down, the rest of the team might die, or they kill all the Pulse, so... Interesting choice, though. There is a rocket going after Regent. They're going to blow it up before it hits him. Vendetta on the next assassin. Uh-oh, Mini's up in the air. This could be the setup for another great kill on him. Uh-oh. Call down's coming in. Is he going to make it out in time? It looks like he is going to, just barely. In the meantime, Pulse does take 2 tier 1s with the help of Pinoy and Wagamama, and they leave these core 3 to guard that mid lane. And Waga's just trying to farm up something. And the farm differential here is just nuts. 15,000 gold lead for Next.KZ. Now there's 5 middle. This is when they're going to try to make it happen. Reverse polarity is up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Only 110 cooldown on that, and he did not use that in the last little skirmish. And they're just going to damage this tower. Bambo is waiting quite far in the back. Just the initiation. As soon as Pulse moves up for the initiation, Bambo is going to move in. There's a reverse polarity. Oh, he doesn't even need it. Just a skewer, and they kill 2. Regent buys back to the game. He knows he has to come back. Rubik taking down the Invoker. One of the zombie houses go down. Now there's actually 1 left just from the Rubik. Bambo taking damage. Macro Pyre. And there's a lot of teamfight damage coming out. The reverse polarity is there. Jakiro gets a double kill. And there's a triple kill on Manta as well. So they're trading back and forth. Buyback from Pulse. TP in. Stallcat is back up. Manta is still here doing damage. And he is finally going to go down. The dust is there. And now Next.KZ actually gets wiped without taking the racks. Assuming they kill Stallcat, there he goes. And there's a wipe, but there was a lot of buybacks. At least 2. I think there was 3. So the fight not that even. You can see a big arc there in that XP graph, but just a drop in the bucket, really. Pulse has to do that same thing like 4 more times. And I think a big problem there was, for a while, we didn't really get to see Bambo get one of those big reverse polarities like we did in the last couple fights. I mean, they picked 2 off, but they immediately bought back. And Pulse is smoked up here. They're pushing forward as fast as they can. They're trying to get gold as fast as they can. And there's a skewer back. And this is such a deadly combo. Stun is going to be there from Mini. Is going to stop Rubik for just a second. Wagamama dropping the stun as well. Now Fishbone's coming in. Burst damage. Rubik goes down. And uh-oh, Pinoy running away. Trying to save himself from Bambo. But Bambo, the one in trouble. Rubik buys back. 9 is going to come back to this mid lane, I imagine. Tombstone getting brought back. And all the TPs are canceled. Next Assassin coming back over to the mid lane, but he really can't engage here. Rubik has to be extremely careful. What does he steal? Manages to get Soul Rip. Not really what he's looking for. He really wants to get that Tombstone. Rocket sailing in from Manta. Has the BKB up now. Mini so squishy still. Oh my, 3 going down. Double kill for Manta. Pugna getting the other. Now Wagamama is over on the side. Are they going to see him? They do not. Is going to TP out. Is Rija going to make it out? Yes, he does as well. Wow. 2 heroes making it out that I were not expecting. There is going to be a missile coming over to hit Region all the way across the map. That makes it past all the towers. Now Next.KZ is pushing towards this mid lane. Oh, it's still going to hit him? Yeah. Cross map missile. The cruise missile coming in. And now Next.KZ is taking their position on the high ground. There are 3 down here for Pulse. Now 2. Mini's going to come back as fast as he can. The Tombstone is going down. And it looks like this melee barracks is not long for this world. Region gets 4-staffed around Mini, putting out damage with Impetus. Region activates the Flesh Golem. They're going to choose this opportunity to go in. But Bambo gets a really nice reverse polarity on 3. Region, Wagamama, they just melt. Mini going down as well. The Netherward damaging Fishbone. He has to back up. They kick down the Tombstone. The middle racks is down. And this looks like curtains for Pulse. I don't know if they can come back after this racks goes down. That was their lone hope, I think, defending the high ground at the tier 3, but they aren't able to do it. There's an Oblivion staff up on the Invoker. Meanwhile, Next.KZ is rotating towards that top barracks. They want to make it 2, and when you get that second set of racks, the game becomes so much harder to come back. Pinoy is back. Spike Carif is stunned on him. He's up in the air. So much damage, almost burst damage, and he goes down. The flank forward, skewer back from Bambo, the deadliest medicine that Next.KZ can muster. Ice Path goes down, but it's not enough to stop the stampede of Next.KZ. Only 1 racks left. They might just move towards the tier 4 here. They have such a huge advantage. Bambo buying from their main shop. 20k gold lead. Has an Assault Crass. Only going to make them melt faster. A couple nice impetus throws here from Mini, but he's too squishy. 11 deaths. I mean, a couple times it looks like he maybe got caught a little bit out of position, but I mean, Fishbone's sort of in the same boat. Next.KZ is just picking on these supports. Gyrocopter moves in. Netherward's down. Fishbone's over here as well. And Next.KZ posturing up here. They're moving through this mid lane. They're going to go through the side. Region pops the Flesh Golem. And Region gets 4-staff forward, and this could be a lot of their damage gone extremely quickly. Reverse polarity on 2. Pinoy goes down, as well as Region. Fishbone getting brought down by Bambo, and Rubik getting a double kill, and that's a full team wipe. GG from Pulse. Their aggressive play just not working out in the beginning of the game, and Next.KZ able to take the huge farm advantage on Manta. He has a Rapier, and that is when you know the game is over. Gyrocopter, this isn't even that dangerous of a move. He just does so much damage with the Flak Cannon. The Throne is going to go down. This is the GosuLeague Division 1. I'm What Is Hip. You can see more from me at whatiship.tv and more from the GosuLeague at gosugamers.net. Thank you to our sponsors, and hope you guys stick around for game number 2. Don't go anywhere. Coming up soon.